we can't afford anything.
We're trying to figure out how we are going to cover all of the finances.
This is one of the many reasons why we want to be off-grid and self-sufficient.
You know what sucks about being an adult in 2025? Many things, but I think the biggest thing is we finally have the income, but yet we're still in poverty.
You know, I really feel for the younger generation because they want a place to stay. They want the American dream. They're looking for, that college education. When I graduate from college, I'm going to get a really good job, going to get married, have some kids, house, home. And they're really feeling like, excuse me, they're really feeling like that dream is no longer attainable. How are y'all affording stuff right now? I feel like we're not talking enough about this. Everything is so freaking expensive, and I don't know what the heck. I know I'm not the only one going through this. I mean, from groceries, clothes, everything is so expensive right now, and it's literally by the grace of God that me and my family are surviving. I can't imagine what it's like for somebody who doesn't make the type of money that I make, and I don't even make a lot of money. But like, this is really a struggle. How are we surviving?
Serious question real quick. How are we supposed to afford life? I have 3 kids, and my husband and I both have full-time incomes, and I still am puzzled. Like, it's an enigma. Like, for real. I just left Walmart and got the bare minimum for groceries. Like, bare minimum. And cheap stuff. Baby, we ain't eating salmon and steak, baby. We eating hamburger helper, some Doritos. Like, we getting like the Dino Nuggies, okay? Great value brand. Now, I did get 3 pairs of kids' shoes because my kids are starting back to school and they need some new sneakers. But tell me why I got the bare minimum in groceries and 3 pairs of sneakers, and I'm coming out just shy of $300. There's no way. This is crazy. Like, I had children on the understanding that if I worked hard and put my pennies away, that we would be okay. And now I'm feeling not okay. And then my intrusive thoughts just come in and they start thoughting, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I have 3 kids that are all very close together, which means they're all going to be in college at the same time. How in the world am I supposed to send them to college? Now, don't get me wrong. I know that, like, it's completely normal for people to just take out student loans and do all that, but I was lucky enough that my mother paid my way through college semester by semester by making sacrifices because she didn't want me to have all that debt. And while I am not naive enough to know that I may not be able to do that for 3 children, I still hope to be able to help, ease that burden. And I'm like, huh? How? Literally how? Mama, I don't know how much harder mama can hustle, okay? Mama is making the moolah, and the moolah is not spreading thinly, and I can't make it reach all corners. It's crazy.
Now, I'm going to have to agree with her when it comes to going to the grocery store. Yes, grocery prices have definitely, they've went up over the years, I must say. And I do remember going into the grocery store and picking up 2 full buggies, and I might spend $300 there, but now it's 1 buggy and it's $300. So I get her on that. I really do understand that. And I believe a lot of Americans are feeling that as well. It is a growing concern about sending children to college these days, because college, number one, it is expensive. It is very expensive, very much expensive from back in the day when you could actually go to college. And she said that her mother was able to send her and pay semester by semester. There was a time when you yourself could go to college, work on the weekends and a few hours through the week, and you literally yourself can pay your way through college semester by semester. But now college is really, really expensive compared to how it was 30, 40 years ago. Um, and so that is a great concern that she has, and many others.
Vulnerable moment, but me and my husband just got there having a conversation after I dropped my little girl off at school. We're trying to figure out how we are going to cover all of the finance situations that we have. With the price of everything going up, like it takes two people working to be able to pay everything as high as it is. And I used to wonder, like, I used to look around at everybody else and be like, how do they do it? How do they do it? How do they have the money? I'm not even there anymore. Like, I don't care about that. This is my life. But, like, like, I don't want to wait until I'm 70 to get, 10 years to enjoy my life. And I wish I could have time with my baby while she's still little, instead of both of her parents having to work an extra job. I'm sick of being a freaking slave to the system. I'm sick of being a freaking zombie and going to work, coming home, not having any time to spend with your family, just to get up and do it again, to pay bills that literally are so useless. And they are so astronomical, and they're just climbing. And I'm sitting here and all I can think about is, oh my God, all the mamas with the big SUVs, they have their together, they got their life together, they're flaunting it like that. I'm over that. I just want time with my baby. I just want to live my life while I'm still young enough to live it. And I feel like it's all just a freaking simulation. And I don't know how to break free from it. It's just getting worse. That's why I made that video earlier about how I've got to cling to God. If you know me and you're watching this video and you're judging me, I don't know what to say to you. Good for you. Good for you and your perfect life. And your life where you don't struggle with finances.
Yeah, that one was a bit tough to watch, especially when you see somebody that is just genuinely hurting. Um, I personally would like to say, when I was in my 20s, I don't know if everybody went through that. I just don't know. You guys let me know, but I was all about, trying to keep up with the Joneses, not realizing that's what I was doing. Oh, they have this, and oh, they have that, and oh, I just want to go out and get this. And just putting everything on credit, on credit, on credit, not realizing how much debt we were getting into. And so I was the major cause of a lot of that debt, but just not realizing. So I can tell you, my first piece of advice that I would give someone, it's just how I feel, is I would not try to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, that was a powerful lesson that I had to learn, to not try to keep up with the Joneses. She says she felt like a slave to the system, a zombie. She used the word zombie, and she talked about working all the time. She talked about not spending time with her family, and then turn around and she gets up and she does everything all over again the next day. In other words, she is not enjoying the fruits of her labor. She's going out and she's working. She has a family, and she's not getting to spend any time with them. Going back to how, you can break free of feeling like you just simply can't live anymore. Like I'm working to be, as she quoted, a slave to the system. We are trying to get out of all of our debt, like all of our debt. I'm not even going to say trying. We're getting out of it. And we want to go off grid. We want to have our own place to live, our own land, our own solar, our own water system. When we decided to go off grid, we understood that we were going to have to change some things. We were going to have to get really, really strict. We had to go with, what is a want and what is a need. And I'm going to tell you, that can be interesting when you sit down and you do an item and you itemize that, because you begin to realize that there are a lot of things that I don't need, like really need. Do I need to get my hair done every 2 weeks? Can I do my hair myself? Do I need to get my nails done? Can I do my nails myself? Do I need to buy that new outfit? Let's look at some outfits that I haven't worn in a long time. Let's switch some things up. Do we need to eat out at a restaurant? See, we had to get two separate lists, a list that was a want and a list that was a need, and we had to be brutally honest. And not only that, then we had to turn around, and once we saw what was just a want, we had to let that go. And you will be amazed at how much money comes back in your pocket, how much you can save, how much you can actually live off of. And so we even are talking about downsizing, because people don't think about downsizing, but that is another way that you can save money. But when we first got married, we were not in debt. It wasn't until after we bought our first home that we got into a lot of debt. And that was due to me a lot, if I'm being honest. So anywho, put your thoughts in the comments, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.